Alright, so someone in my Discord channel asked me how I can repurpose, say, a sample image like this to maybe something like this. And this is done using something called ControlNET. I was able to repurpose some of the images here using ControlNET. You can see this is yet another sample. And I wanted to just create this quick guide to show you guys how this can be done. This is going to be your 0 to 1 guide for ControlNET, where you haven't really ever used ControlNET and you have no idea how to, maybe you've not even set up Automatic1111. So to start from the basic, the whole thing works on Python libraries. What I mean by that is Python is like a major dependency that will run the whole ControlNET or maybe any AI model in that sense. So go ahead and download Python in your PC and Git. If you already have Automatic1111 and you're working on it, you don't really need this. So assuming you have both of these installed, go and if you don't have Automatic1111 installed, it's pretty straightforward. Like you can actually go to the bottom here and follow the guide here. It's straightforward. Just download the file, extract it in the folder where you want it to run. So let's say I have this folder called SD base and here's SD web UI. I extracted the file. All you need to then click is run. This will automatically start everything that it needs to do on your computer. Apart from this, there's one other thing you need to do is you need to download the Stable Diffusion 1.5 model, and this is what will generate your images. So go ahead and generate these safe tensors model, or if you want, you can also generate the CKPT model, and go ahead and paste it inside WebUI models, Stable Diffusion. Yeah, and you can actually paste it here. So you can see I have version 1.5. I also have version 1, which is SDXL. Anyway, so once that's sorted, your basic setup for Automatic1111 is done. What that means is what basically means you can start generating your images. So right now, if I disable ControlNET and I try generating the image, it will just take this prompt and generate the image for me in my computer. You can see it's not related to image at all. It should merely generate this image for the street. The reason why it's taking some time is because I'm trying to get the best settings to work. So you can see it generated a street image, which is exactly what we wanted to do in the. Now the question in the community Discord channel was to see if he can, or the person who's asking this, can repurpose this image to maybe something like this image, right? This can be done using SDXL, which is the bigger model. I think I showed you the model in my folder, but it's like the better version of SDXL, SD Stable Diffusion 1.5, which you can install in order to get generations like this. For this video though, I'm going to be just restricting it to SD version 1.5, which will still enable you to generate images. Alright, now that you have the Automatic1111 setup, you need to install the ControlNET. So let me just close these two. To set up ControlNET, you need to go to this link and you need to, I guess it should be, you need to copy this link. Alright, so how do you get here in the first place, right? So once your setup is done, you need to click here, Web UI. This will open something like this, which will have the local URL here. If it's not opened automatically in the Chrome for you, you need to kind of click here, and it will open this in Chrome like this, and then you can obviously play around with it. You can select the model from here, whichever model you want to use, and then you can start generating this. Now how do you use ControlNET, right? So like I said, you need to copy the link from here, go to extensions, and then there are two ways. First, you can look for available, but this didn't work for me. So don't, so maybe if you want, you can try load from here, but it didn't work. So I went to install from URL. You add the URL here for the ControlNET and you click on install. It takes around 5-10 seconds and then you will be able to see this here. After it's installed, go ahead and apply and restart UI. Once you restart the UI, that's pretty much where you're done, right? Except there's one last thing you also need to do is download the ControlNET models. So you can see there are a bunch of models here. There is one v11e, and then there's dep. Then there is in Paint, Canny, Open Pose, so on. You can, there are videos around which one should be used for what use case, but in my opinion, it does not really matter a lot unless you're really kind of building products on ControlNET for these use cases. Anyway, so once you download one of these, I'm using Canny for my use case. You can see. All right. So, anyways, before I show you what I'm using, once you install ControlNET, restart, you'll see something like this. Expand this. Let me just show you. Yeah, this is something that you should be able to see, right? So there should not be any option selected. Click on the model that you want to use. This will select the preprocessor for the model, which is scanning. If you see it's not selected, just go ahead and select it from here. And similarly, you can also select the model. Then you need to enable it in order for you to use it. Use the pixel perfect, which will generate good quality images, and then if you want, allow the preview as well, which will show you the preview of the pre-processed image if you'd like to see that. Anyway, so now once you have all of this in place and you are able to generate images using the Automatic1111, you can actually start generating the controlled images per se for your use cases. So let's say this is the original image of the street without ControlNet, and now if I want to purpose this image with this prompt, so basically blend these two images and copy the style of this image to this, which is effectively this prompt. So basically you are able to generate an image like this using this prompt, but you'd want to restyle your image, say this one, similar to this styling or this prompt, and that's what exactly ControlNet does. So once you have all of that sorted, now if you want to play around with these options, go ahead. Sampling steps, the longer it takes, but it generates like a more detailed version of the image. The higher width and height, again, the longer it takes, plus you need like a certain GPU threshold in order to process these higher resolutions. So if you don't have good GPUs, then you just use 512. And CFG scale is also, the more you are further away from 0, the more random the generations are. So if you want the generations to be aligned to the original prompt, then you should be able to have then you should have like a lower CFG scale, but 9 works great. So now that all of this is in place, let's quickly try and generate a ControlNet image for this image. But while that processing happens, you can also do batch processing. So you can see one of the things that the community member was asking, if we can generate like a 300 images, right? So you can definitely do that. Let's say you select say 100 batch, and per batch of 3, this will generate 300 images for you in the same controlled manner. Now you may want to understand how you want to play around with the prompt. So let's say you want to have different prompts for every generation. Then you might want to use a API based method. You can see there is an API here. I don't know where this goes, but you can use APIs and pass different prompts every time around in order to bulk run this. Right now it's not available. Anyway, so even if that's not possible, you can still run this from programmatically from the API. I'm sure that must be possible somewhere, or maybe just check for extensions if you're able to find any. But broadly, this is how you use ControlNet and you generate images like these. So you can also kind of add prompts that are say not related to city. Let's say gardenscape. It will keep the pattern of the image similar, but make changes to the objects in the image, right? So you can see the cars have changed on the left side too, and now it's realigning the image to look more like a garden. This will get even better after or when you start using the SDXL model with this. I'll be uploading a video soon on that as well. But for now, this is how you set up ControlNet from not having ever set up ControlNet before on your PC. And I hope this was helpful, guys. This is not such a great generation. Again, you'll have to play around with the prompts. You can also actually, keep changing seeds. This will ensure that the generations you get are different every time. So this may be one of the other ways you can bulk generate your images, right? Where you can just keep shuffling your seeds, and the image will be different for different use cases. You know what? Let me just try one more image before we go. Let me just find a good prompt that I want to run this on. So I found this prompt on Lexica. This is more on the lines of not aligned with what I want to do in the image, right? So this is cute cats in variety of colors. I'm just trying to see if it's able to kind of do significantly different generations with prompts that are not related. Again, it will use some of these items to generate the variation, but I doubt it will change the composition of the image too much, which is exactly what we want to do with ControlNet, end of the day. The great part about this is actually you can generate images in different poses. So let me also kind of give that a try while I'm at it. Again, to change the image, you just need to click on the cross here. So I'm going to be using this sample image now. Let's see what we can generate. Right. Alright, so this is the image I'm using. The previous image I was using was AVIF, and apparently you need to upload JPG image for it to work. So this is the image, and you can see the same prompt is now building a result like this. This is very different from the cat that I had entered in the image itself. You can see this is the mask. If you want to also add masks, you can upload those masks here. But you know, this is the newly generated image. Taking the prompt, say cute cats in variety of colors, universe fulfilling the body, which is something that we had expected for the generation. Now imagine like if you train a LoRa on your face and you upload different poses here with the prompt for your face generation, you can actually generate photos in whatever pose you'd want to generate for yourself, which is crazy, right? So yeah, I think that's broadly what I kind of wanted to talk through the video. I hope you were able to set up ControlNET on your PC after this. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the comments, but that's going to be it for the video, guys. Thanks.